guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, alright. Let's just jump in. Raditz, DOKKANFEST, 55%. This is a character that I do not expect to look even decent. 55%. Just being honest. I feel like we're going to see this guy look very unimpressive. So again, 55%. There we go right here. Let's go ahead and give him the Dokkan Awakening. We'll give him a sticker as well. Unfortunately for our boy Raditz, I just feel like it's so dark for him right now because it's like his sticker is not great. At least his leader skill is good. Oh, let me show this in this video. I just want to sort of get global players ready for this. So after this training update, right, it gets very easy to train up characters, man. Look at this. So like we could just go grab like a bunch of this right here, boom, and then bam. Look at this. That's all it takes. Like, these characters that you're going to grind up from link leveling anyway, you just throw them in with this, because you can now go beyond, like, you know, the amount, like, characters up here, and then boom, right? Like, you don't even need training items to level characters up anymore. It's pretty fire, so I'll definitely take that. Alright, let's go ahead and give Raditz the sticker, and then we'll go ahead and hop in. We'll see how it's gonna look, man. We'll see how our boy Raditz can perform again at 55%. He does different things based on if you're fighting one enemy or multiple, so we of course have to take a look at that as well. Alright guys, so we are here in an event. We've got 55% Raditz. I went ahead and brought the Nappa along, right? Because of course we do want to see what Raditz is gonna look like with Nappa here. The problem, again, Raditz's banner is pretty solid, actually, but I don't really think it's a great idea to summon for him. He's not really that crazy. His leader skill is certainly good, pure Saiyans and stuff like that, but I feel like Raditz's performance, unless he's Rainbow Link level 10, it's absolutely horrendous. And even Rainbow Link level 10, he's not going to, I think, really hold up to some of the recent units that come out. So let's take a look. So Raditz is at 133k defense right here. I've seen a lot of people like sort of like laugh at his start of turn defense, but that doesn't really matter as much because he gets 50% defense when he supers against one enemy, which we're fighting. So he's going to get another 50%. It's going to take him to about 200k, right? 200k ish. And then he's also going to get another 50% from his super attack effect as well. So 55% on this rotation, he's at, you know, maybe like 250k defense, something like that. We'll be able to get a lot of his links activated here. Yeah, let's do this right here. So this is Raditz with a bunch of links activated. We have a lot of support. We are on the full Saiyan Saga team. So Raditz's links, it's a different order on the wiki and in-game. I believe the first one, is that Coward? No, I think that's, so the first one is Brutal Beatdown, then he has Saiyan Warrior Race, then Coward, then it's Saiyan Lineage, then Prepare for Battle, then Nightmare, then Fierce Battle, right? I'm right on that? Because this one is Coward, because this one doesn't look familiar to me. Yeah, this is Coward right here. Terrible link. I don't really know why he's got it, but whatever. Then this is Brutal Beatdown, and then this down here is Nightmare. I mean, he's got a couple of links that could be good for villain teams, right? Nightmare and Brutal Beatdown, you are going to find commonly on villain teams. One thing I really hate that they're sort of fumbling with all these 200% leads. They're really not making them exceptional leaders. Some sort of ability that would really help, like, characters that aren't, like, a direct, like, best linking partner with them, right? So it's like, I would really love if these 200% leads were like some sort of orb changer, Rainbow specifically, or something like that that could really like help out a lot. But we'll see. We'll see how our boy Raditz is going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and do this right here. Let's see what Raditz gets to. Again, I think after supering he's at like 250k defense, somewhere around there. And we'll see what attack stats Raditz is going to get up to. Okay, Nappa, come on, man. Of course. Well, god damn it. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, and Raditz is at 5. Oh, that kicks in during the turn, does it? Okay, that makes him quite a bit better, actually. Okay. I mean, that first attack stat is good. Like, that was fine. but here's why. So Raditz, right? He gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets another 50% attack and defense on super attack against one enemy. And then still against one enemy, you get another 100% attack and high chance to crit if the enemy's HP is 50% or less. Looks like that does activate mid-turn, because we just saw it activate just like that, right? So with it activated mid-turn like that, that's why his damage was decent there. Like a 5 million attacks at 55%. Like I will take that, actually. Like seriously. Okay, so this is another 55% Raditz. This is the friend one though. Let's go ahead and see how he does right here. So this attack stat is going to be way lower, obviously, because this enemy Raditz is not below 50% HP. Let's go ahead and see how much damage we do on this turn right here. Yeah, 2.39. That's what you're going to see. This is with no support. 2.39 no support is what he does right there, right? But again, if you get the enemy below the 50% HP threshold, that's where they're doing more damage. I do still have to do a video for Great Ape Raditz, Kid Goku. I actually did the one for Great Ape Vegeta already. I got to get those out. I mean, there was a lot going on in Dokkan, but this celebration starter has been very minimal. There's not been a lot going on, right? So, all right, let's just see what this Raditz does right here. 121k, again, 50% and 50% twice. For Raditz, I think what I'm going to do for Raditz's build is I'm definitely going to want to go full additional for him. Because if we can get the 50% defensive proc from his super attack effect twice, you know, Rainbow Link level 10, he should be fairly tanky in, whatchamacallit, Red Zone, I think. He not super attacks, but he should be able to handle normal attacks and stuff well if he double supers. 2.73 right there. Remember, that's with Raditz's, or Nappa's support. Remember that Nappa gives 30% support, and then it goes up if you're going up against super class enemies, which we are not going up against, right? Nappa is really... I think Nappa is really good. An exceptional unit, actually. I think maybe his animations could have been... That opening shot for Nappa doesn't look the greatest, right? Or like it's kind of like that LR Tech Gogeta's 12 key. Just the opening shot doesn't look that good, but then it sort of like rounds into shape. Okay. Oh, we're actually going to be able to get Raditz's active skill here. Okay. So Raditz has this active skill. Greatly raised attack temporarily, does ultimate damage, and it is a guaranteed stun, which we're not going to be able to show because this Raditz is immune to being stunned. We can do this when facing one enemy after Raditz gets hit 3 or more times in battle. So that is a little bit of a negative there. The guaranteed stun, right, would allow this to be an amazing Super Battle Road ability, right? Like being able to guaranteed stun an enemy in Super Battle Road would be exceptional. But you have to get hit 3 times, and it has to be against one enemy. That sucks. The fact that they restricted it to one enemy, like this character, his kit is at odds with itself because it's like, he doesn't do good damage against multiple enemies, which I'm about to show. The next run will go against multiple enemies. He does really bad damage against multiple enemies, right? He sucks defensively in slot 1, right? Even though they want you in slot 1 to get a guaranteed crit against multiple enemies. Then he has this active skill, which is incredible because it's a guaranteed stun, which is only good in Super Battle Road. But it's got to be one enemy. Like, you could definitely get his active skill off in Super Battle Road with regularity. But the condition is still annoying, right? Because it's like, imagine you're in a fight against 2 enemies. You have to make sure to focus fire completely on one, kill them, and Raditz has to get hit 3 times. And then you get to, like, maybe turn 3, and then he's able to do the active skill, and it is a guaranteed stun. That can be good. His active skill is good, but you guys know what I say. At this point, I hate multiple restrictions stacking up on top of each other, which is the issue for Raditz here. 3 attacks is not bad. Receiving 3 attacks can only be used against one enemy. It's not that bad. But like once you start comboing them, and it's an ability that would really be at its best in Super Battle Road, that's where it gets a little bit unfortunate. Let's go and pop this. Let's play Raditz's active skill here. Oh, we'll be able to see... Okay, so he's at 127k defense. His 50% attack and defense on super attack when facing one enemy will activate from this active skill, so we'll see what his defense looks like as well.
その程度か。今度は俺の番かな。 では技の見本を見せてやる。
Alright, so there's Raditz's active skill. And his defense goes up to 190k right there. Okay, fine. Alright, let's just have Raditz get this attack in right here. And then now let's go to a fight against multiple enemies. Because, you know, Raditz has all these abilities against one enemy. But then when we're fighting two enemies, he gets extra defense, which is terrible. Right, like, that's really bad. That against multiple enemies, because that's meant for Super Battle Road, we really want, like, damage reduction. Like, 70% damage reduction would have been really good for Raditz, right? That would have really helped out a lot. And then he also gets this guaranteed crit when he gets hit against two or more enemies, but it's like... But it's just... It's not good. Alright, let's go fight multiple enemies. Alright guys, so here we have a turn. This is good, because we're going up against multiple enemies, and we don't have support here, but we do have a good linking partner in Great Ape Raditz, right? So we're going to have, what, Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, and Nightmare all activated. No Fierce Battle, though. So, yeah. This is exactly why he's horribly designed, is this. He gets 150% defense when facing two or more enemies. And then he also gets guaranteed crits in that same turn after he gets hit. Can you guys at home tell me, how will Raditz fare in slot 1 with 172k defense when he gets hit? Do you think that's sustainable? Do you think that's actually realistic? No. No, it is not. So it's just a terribly designed part of his pass. It's horrible. It's terrible. So if they had given him 70% damage reduction, now we would be talking, right? Because Tech Raditz gets, what, 50% damage reduction against multiple enemies? Why does the banner unit from 2 years ago get damage reduction, and then this guy gets terrible 150% defense? Is that a joke? If it was 400% defense, sure, on a DOKKANFEST unit with really high stats. What is his defense rainbowed? 11,243 is pretty good. Like, that's very solid for a TUR. So, like, that would, you know, if he gets 400% extra defense against multiple enemies, that would be good. Not this. So, all right. I hope you guys are ready for a very underwhelming look right here. All right, double Raditz. Double 55% Raditz. Let's see what he's got for us. All right, guaranteed crits, baby. Woo, 1.57. God damn, boy. 1.57, calm down, Raditz. Whoa, dude. 1.57, he's a fiend, man. Come on. Yeah. Because here's the thing. His damage is horrible. Horrible. Terrible. God awful. His damage is. When you get below, okay, his damage is horrible when you're fighting multiple enemies because he gets these extra attack buffs, 50% on super attack, and then 100% when the enemy's HP is below 50%. Those are only against one enemy. Terribly designed unit. It's right. Like, if he did everything exactly the same, but then he also had a Scouter, I think he'd be really good. You know, because Scouter's damn OP, strongest, one of the strongest abilities in the game. That would be totally fine, right? Or, I mean, they could change a lot about him to make him a lot better. I mean, he just really, the way he's designed, he just needs way more stats. His numbers are just on the low end, considering he has no tech. Raditz has nothing that makes him special or impressive whatsoever. So what he needs is he needs things that are actually going to make him perform better than what we're looking at right here. Just these numbers are not enough, right? Like, you know, you look at all these recent Dokkan Fests, like, they're just able to do stuff way better, right? So, like, Ginyu has got, like, a Scouter, he stacks, he heals, he supports, right? Like, he's just doing everything. Then Majin Vegeta, capable of getting the 50% damage reduction with pretty decent stats, is fairly good, right? like Majin Vegeta getting all that damage reduction is definitely helpful. Like that'll allow him to work well. What else? Who else are we looking at here? The androids, right? I've got the beam nullification. They have the ghost usher, right? Like, you know, on top of being able to get very high stats, Kid Buu is able to get to insane levels of stats. He's got nullification. He has healing. He just has so much, right? Like, you just look at all these recent other Dokkan Fest TURs. They're doing a bunch of stuff besides just like, oh, my number is high, and oh, my defensive number is high. When I say high, but they actually suck, right? They're terrible, is what they actually are. Okay, Great Ape Raditz, we got it, man. Are you done? Yes, you are. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Our boy Raditz is really not that impressive. Okay, so here's a 125k defense. Let's see what damage he gets right here next to Broly and Paragus. I don't know, man. Like I feel like we're done. The showcase is done. Like we've shown what we need to see, right? All right, so there his damage shoots up a bit right there because the enemy was below 50% HP, right? Like that's the thing. When the enemy gets below 50% HP, Raditz's damage, I would say, is solid. Like it's numbers that I think are okay. But in order to see these numbers that are okay, we have to get below 50%. It's just, or the enemy has to get below 50%, which is just definitely like a huge bummer, right? Okay, so we'll get this turn right here. This is, again, another turn against one enemy. I'll do this, because maybe we'll crit and we'll knock Ginyu below 50% HP. Yeah, we'll, I don't know. I might just do, like, one more run or something, but... I mean, you guys get it, right? Like, you see why it is that he's so unimpressive. Because it's like, you know, like, these numbers, even at 55% standards, are just so bad. And it's like most new characters, Dokkan Fest TURs, LRs, they have additionals built into their kit. They got crits built into their kit. Raditz does have some crits built in, but very specifically only if the enemy's below 50% HP or if you get hit when facing two enemies. Those are not exactly great, right? You're not going to see those, I feel like, too often. Most of the time, what you're going to see is just very unimpressive looking Raditz, I feel like, is what you're going to see. So we could get his active skill right here. I mean, who cares? It's very... There's no, like, special... like KO screen or anything like that, right? Raditz doesn't have a KO screen. He doesn't have an entrance animation. 142k. This should be the highest attacks that we've seen from him so far, because we're getting, what, 80% support right here, on top of having essentially his full passive active, right? We're going up against an enemy below 50% HP. Let's see what Raditz does right here. 5.39. That's like his peak. That's like, I don't know. Alright guys, so I want to run a full support, or excuse me, a full team without support. I'll probably make this the last run. I'm sorry, dude, this character is just very, like, this is the worst release they've dropped in, oh man, quite some time. I don't know. I don't know. Raditz deserves a Dokkan Fest. He did. I feel like Raditz released on April Fool's Day. Last year, Videl dropped on April Fool's Day. I feel like Raditz deserves a Dokkan Fest more than Videl. But Videl was just way better made at the time compared to Raditz. This guy is very bad for the era that he's coming out in. So, I mean, you guys know me. I'm the king of getting double same, like, leader and friend unit in the same rotation. All we have active is Saiyan lineage right here, so this is going to be a pretty bare bones turn for our boy Raditz-chan. Let's go ahead and see what attack stats, what damage and stuff like that we're going to get from Raditz. And he gets to 1.87. That is not good for those following at home. I would say that the 1.87 million attack stats is not ideal. Is probably what I would say, right? I might get one more turn. I'm ending. I'm sorry. I'm cutting my losses. We're getting out of here. I need to see what this character looks like when he's rainbowed, right? And we're actually able to do a little bit better than what we're seeing here. Man, Raditz, whew. Raditz fans are starving after this one, dude. Oh my god. I cannot wait for Raditz to come out on Global, man. It's going to be a hilarious time. Those are going to be some funny days, dude. When Raditz is coming in hot to Global, man. Okay. No, you locked it. No, we're not doing that. No, sir. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, so we'll have, what, Brutal Beatdown and Saiyan Warrior Race activated. Well, we could get Saiyan Lineage, too, but yeah, that would probably kill him. All right, let's just get this attack set, and I'm probably going to be done. Damn it. Whatever. Okay, let's just do this as well. Make sure to get our super attack. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think of Raditz, man. You guys like him? You think he's good? How good do you guys think this boy is? 2.1? God damn, boy. Woo! Coming in hot with that 2 million attack stat. Holy! If you guys are curious, again, the build I'm going to give Raditz, I'm going to go full additional for him. I'm going to give him a bronze defense. And then from there, I'm going to just try and give him as many additionals as possible, I think, is what I'm probably going for. Damn, I don't know what I'm going to give him for a silver slot, actually. Yeah, what am I going to give him for a silver slot here? I don't know, because I'm not going to be able to give him additionals. We'll see. I'm going to play Broly's active skill, because, dude, when was the last time I used Tech Broly? Let's get this in here real fast. Okay, so we'll get this attack set from Raditz. I guess we'll show this attack set for LR Broly as well, and then we'll finish up. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about our boy Raditz. Definitely a very sad day for the Raditz fans. Just a lot of 2 million attack stats and 1 million attack stats. Defense, I mean, his defense for a 55% character, I mean, I guess it's sort of okay, right? Like, he's hovering a lot, I think, between like 200k to 250k. But, I mean, you know, it is 2022 now. Like, that defense, like, just like a 200k defensive stat is horrible these days. So, dude, I'm sorry, but AoE doesn't mean anything, right? Like, people can say, like, oh, he's good for Super Battle Road because he's an AoE. That doesn't mean anything. An AoE does not, oh my god, thank god he's an AoE, I won off of that. No. If he was an AoE with 70% damage reduction, sure, but, dude, these 1 million attack stat AoE attacks are not going to save you in Super Battle Road stages. No way. Alright, this is Unleashed Strength Raditz. His leader skill is Saiyan Saga or Pure Saiyans, category key 3 and 170% of stats. And then he gives an additional 30% to characters who belong to Space Traveling Warriors. So his leader skill is really good. But the only thing that is really a bummer is he's only buffing basically the Saiyans, right? So it's like Turles, the Team Bardock squad, Nappa, and Vegeta, Saiyan Saga Vegetas. That's it. Those are the only characters Raditz is giving the 200% buff to. But it's particularly unfortunate because the only new characters getting access to the 200% leader skill are Team Bardock. Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga already were getting a 200% leader skill from Ginyu. So Raditz is such a bizarre release. I don't care. I have to believe that the reason this release is so bizarre is because of the movie being delayed. I'm dead ass. I really do think that. Because it's just like, his leader skill is so similar, like the extra 200%, to one we literally just got less than a month. Ginyu released less than a month ago, right? Currently, when Raditz is out. So, it's like, you think about that, and it's like, wow, like, you know, like, they basically just gave the same 200% leader skill to the same characters twice in under a month. So, it's very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. LR Bardock is probably going to look pretty good on that 200% though. So Raditz's super attack is Weekend, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to all enemies. So greatly raising attack and defense is really good, but if you guys caught that, he does supreme. Dude, why? Why are they so scared of AoEs? Supreme damage? Supreme damage. AoEs are not that good. And, you know, some people would say, oh, well, he's great for World Tournament. He's the best World Tournament unit. No, he's not. No. Like, if you really want to be getting World Tournament done either seriously or as quick as possible, you want to be running full LR setups because you're going to get more points that way. And LR STR Broly is still better. And it's like, Raditz with his guaranteed crit in World Tournament certainly could be good, right? But, you know, you do have to use the double King Yama. You can't allow yourself to get hit. You have to double King Yama and then, you know, allow him to get hit, and then he gets the guaranteed crit AoE, sure. But Raditz is not the best AoE unit. And I don't know that he's in the top 5 best AoE units, right? Like, there's going to be turns where he's not going to get hit before he attacks. You know, so you're not going to get that crit. The characters that double super AoE are much better. LR STR Broly, guess who? LR Krillin. I think LR Krillin is probably a better World Tournament unit than Raditz. Well, actually, no, not think. He is a better, because he's an LR with huge team cost and double supering AoE, right? So, I do not know. I don't know what to tell y'all. Yeah, very bizarre. Very bizarre. Okay, so then Raditz's passive skill, Raditz's True Power. He gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets an additional 50% attack and defense. Okay, wait. Let me restart. So, 150% attack and defense at the start of turn is fine. The rest of this is against one enemy. So then he gets 50% attack and defense on super when facing one enemy, and then continuing still with one enemy, he gets another 100% attack and a 50% chance to crit when performing a super attack on an enemy whose HP is 50% or less. So really not too impressive there. Then he gets an additional 150% defense, and then he guaranteed crits within the same turn after receiving an attack when facing 2 or more enemies. So 150% defense against multiple enemies does nothing. I have absolutely no idea what they are thinking with that. That is definitely not going to help you out too much, right? Again, 150% defense does not cut it. Guaranteed crit after getting hit does not cut it. Then he gets 2 ki for the rest of the battle after delivering a final blow. For the most part, it's probably pointless. I'm in this context, I'm thinking about the red zone, right? Because that's not going to help you in Super Auto Road, probably. He's an AoE. You'd be finishing enemies off probably at a similar time. But, and it wouldn't kick in until the next turn anyway. For something like red zone, if Raditz can finish the enemy off with his supreme damage, doing like 4 million attack stats, if he can finish the enemy off and gets the extra 2 ki, that's helpful for him in a leader role slot. But I don't know. If they're gonna do some bullshit like that, some nonsense, why not just give him 2 ki at the start of turn? All right, ki on TURs is very good, but I'm not a fan of these final blow conditions. Raditz has an active skill. It's just an attack. Raditz's Retribution. Greatly raises attack temporarily, does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then stuns the enemy for 1 turn. The guaranteed stun, very powerful. If you can get it off, very good in Super Battle Road. In order to do that, you have to be facing 1 enemy, and you have to receive 3 or more attacks. So, definitely, very, very, very unfortunate there, right? That we have to basically have 2 stacking conditions like that. His links are the Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Coward, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. So, whatever. 12 key multiplier is 150%. Typical number. In terms of EZAs he would help you out in, there's Int Kid Buu, and that's pretty much it. And then finally, Raditz is on a couple of category teams here. So he introduces the Saiyan Saga category into the game, which is good, but I mean, if we take a look at it here, it's not like the Saiyan Saga is particularly great. It sucks. It's very, very bare bones, not really a lot going on there. Raditz is also on low-class Warriors, which needs extreme help, and Raditz I do not think qualifies as extreme help. He's also over on the Pure Saiyan team, which is the best roster in the game. Then Raditz is also on the Goku family category team right here. Then Raditz is also on Terrifying Conquerors, which has gotten a lot of love. Terrifying Conquerors is definitely the best villain team in the game. And then finally, he is on Space Traveling Warriors, which has 2 different 200% leader skill buffs. So let me know what you guys think of Raditz. 55%, he's mid.